Why do you think you're like that? Like,
What?
why do you think like you just like it's in you just
Say something?
to no, just to be like you're pretty negative.
You think so?
Yeah, you're a pretty negative person.
In general?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Got everything out of your mouth is negative.
But then you turn it into a positive.
No, but like why do you think you're like that? Like it's always I can't. It's always it's too much or like it's always a negative. Like even when you
I
deal
don't
with
know.
people,
What do you mean deal with people?
like
I don't know.
do you know what I'm talking about? Like when you deal with people and in the real world, not in the podcast world, but when you deal with people like in person, like you're just negative. It's always a negative reaction.
I have no idea.
Do you notice that? Like
No.
you're driving, negative reaction.
There's dumb people driving.
When you're at the store, negative reaction.
There's dumb
when
people
you're
at the
getting
store.
food, negative reaction.
I can't help it.
Like, do you understand what I'm like? It's
No.
always a negative reaction.
No.
Yeah, I am a very positive person.
Yeah, I know you are.
And I like sometimes like I understand like it's like it's what I love about you, but at the same time it's like man, like why are you like that? Like I like it's I yesterday was my mom's anniversary.
Yeah.
Everything I went through. My dad was a negative person. My dad was
Mhm.
fucking treating me like shit. See my mom die.
Yeah.
And all this shit.
Yeah.
And I am the most positive person in the world. And I see the best out of everybody.
Yeah.
And your interactions with people you see the worst at everybody.
Maybe because I was treated bad. I don't know.
well, no,
Growing up,
I'm just saying.
Maybe
like,
that's it.
yeah.
Maybe I counted on people too much and everybody let me down. So I have to feel like I have to be negative towards everything.
Yeah. But a lot of people let me down. Like, what do you think? I'm not saying it's a bad, because my part, like it's a bad thing too. Like I trust everybody.
Yeah. People take advantage of you.
Yeah, you know, and it's a bad thing,
Yeah.
you know. But then being negative, you don't like. What do you think are the bad things?
What do you mean?
Like my bad thing is like being positive all the time.
Oh,
People take advantage of me.
yeah. Yeah. That happens a lot.
But what do you think the like negatives are being negative?
I don't know. I never thought about it.
Oh.
I always think I'm so positive.
No.
I'm being sarcastic.
Like, and it's
You know, I don't think I try to be. I just don't realize that I'm doing it.
yeah.
Like when I told you, now you look greasy. You
Yeah.
did look greasy.
But it's not even that. Like, yeah, I am greasy. Not like that's not what I brought it up. I'm just wondering like think of every interaction you've had with people in the past week.
Yeah.
How many were there positives with people in general?
I don't really interact
I'm
with people.
I'm talking about restaurants, grocery markets. I'm talking with people in general.
Pretty positive.
Yeah. I don't know. Like people, I mean, people have their reasons for being like that, but I'm just wondering why, you know? Like it drives me crazy when people could get mad at things that are so small. Like when people get cut off on the highway. It blows my mind on how much people get bothered by it.
Well, you're probably the person that cuts people off because I know how you drive. So, yeah, I would get frustrated with you.
Yeah.
But I feel like if you're going to be driving, you should be paying attention. I feel like it's people either not paying attention, people on their phones, people doing other things. Like, you're in a car, you need to be paying attention. I think that's what frustrates me. It's because, like, if I'm upset, it's because I'm in the car, or Eva's in the car, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah. It just like getting that mad over things you can't control.
Who gets that mad? Are you trying to say that me? I get that mad? You make it seem like I get so mad. Like
Okay.
I go into road rage.
It's not the mad part. It's the one thing that concerns me is how many positive interactions you have with people.
I have
what
positive
concerns me.
interactions at the gym today.
Yeah, but I'm saying what outweighs the other. Like
I don't know.
most of the time I'm around you, it's always like negative.
And you're always
reactions.
positive, so that's why we're together.
Yeah, but like there are times when I do get pissed off. Like
You get
There's-
mad?
there's things at the grocery store,
Like me?
little reactions,
Me
little
or
interactions that I have when.
Oh, okay.
But it's when people don't give a fuck
Mm-hmm.
and they're out to just ruin your day. That's when I get mad.
But how do you know someone's out to ruin your day, though?
They want to spread that negativity that they have in their heart
Mm-hmm.
down to you, and you could feel it. You could see it.
Mm.
That's when I get pissed off. Like little mistakes, like tired at work, they fuck up, or they fuck up my order or something. Like that stuff.
Let's
somebody
be
cuts
honest
me
here.
off.
How many times have we gone somewhere and my order is fucked up every time?
But why do you think it's like that?
I don't know.
I don't care. Like if they fuck
you
up,
don't
I
care,
will
but
eat it.
Okay, that's you. But
But
this
that's
is
what I'm saying.
But
like,
this is the thing. If we go somewhere and I'm paying for it, I want it the way I asked for it. I'm paying for it. I'm going to eat it. But if it comes out not how I like it, I'm not going to eat it.
there are times when I look at it and they got it wrong, and I'm like, oh man, you know. Like if you ask for corn tortillas and they give you flour tortillas,
Oh, then no problem.
you'd be pissed.
No, I would probably ask, like, can I get flour tortillas? Or I've asked for flour tortillas. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
over tortillas, come on. How many times? But it never fails. Every time I go through a fast food, though, and I ask for something, and it doesn't come out how it is. Once in a while, it'll come out fine. Excuse me. Sorry.
Like I don't know. That's just the one. I'm not like I don't know. I'm not trying to start a fight or anything. I'm just saying that's the one
You're
thing.
sleeping on the couch tonight.
That's the one thing that concerns me is just how many like positive interactions you have with people to negative interactions with people.
I have positive interactions all the time. I'm not just mean or a bitch, you asshole. What happened? Oh. I'm not just mean. I think I just don't want to have time to deal with people's bullshit. You can deal with it. I don't. I don't want to deal with it. My patience is short.
But I don't deal with it.
Yes, you do. You deal with it all the time.
No, I don't deal with it. I just don't get mad at it.
That's dealing with it. That's just not dealing with it.
That's not dealing with it. Yeah, that's not dealing with it. Like you said.
I take that back. I was wrong. I think I don't care to. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a hard thing because I know a lot of people like that.
I wonder if like I get mad one day like that and someone calls me a Karen.
But you're not at the point
Wait,
where you'll
would I
lose
be a Karen or would I be like a Yolanda? Because that's like a
Yolanda.
Mexican version.
Yolanda. But you're not at the point where you'll lose family and lose friends. That's not where you're at. I mean, we know people.
No, why would I be at that point though?
But we know people that stop talking to family members or have no one around them because.
Yeah, but I've stopped talking to. Fuck, I lost my hair tie.
Yeah.
I stopped talking to people. I don't care. It's sad to say, like, I don't care for people to be in my lives. Like, I feel like for certain people, I should say, I don't care for certain people to be in my life. And that's just how I feel.
Yeah. And part of it, it's like, when it comes down to it, being positive or negative, you're going to lose people in your life because.
Is this still about me having like a short
No, it's
A
both.
short,
'cause
like attitude or something, or
I
like
never
what are
said
you
you had
trying
a
to
short
say?
attitude. I'm just saying, like, look at, like, I do
So now
look.
you don't love me.
No, I do, like, before I go to bed or on the weekend, I do, like, okay, how many positive interactions did I have today or the week, and
Mm-hmm.
how many negative interactions did I have for the week?
Yeah.
Like, how many people at the gym had a negative experience with me? How many people had a positive experience?
Mm-hmm.
If they had a negative experience, it's like, what can I do better?
You're
You
a
know?
people pleaser.
That's not a people pleaser.
Then
That's
what is
someone
it?
that's someone that reflects on what they do for. That's what someone that's reflects on how they are,
Okay.
right? I'm a person that reflects on how I am. If you're not able to reflect on how you are and critique yourself, then
No.
you got problems.
Yeah, I definitely do then.
But that's how you grow, though.
Yeah, I think I just don't care for it.
Yeah.
I don't care to if you don't like I have that if you don't like it then too bad attitude.
But that's a high school attitude. That's like that's some mean girl bullshit. Right?
No.
Yeah, it is.
No.
Come on.
No.
Yeah, it is. Because if you can't reflect on how you are and if you had, like, I'm not saying, like, look at the negative experiences you had with people
Okay.
and say, okay, they were right and I was wrong. There's going to be times when I looked at the negative experience people have with me, and I think, okay, there's nothing I could do about it. They're just going to be mad. Right? And
Now that I think about it, I don't interact with too many people on a daily, to be honest. I don't at
Yeah.
all. I really don't. You talk to more people than I do. The only
Yeah,
people
but-
I talk to are the people from the stores and
But even
Starbucks.
even those I take in. Like, how many times did I go to Starbucks and was there a moment where I popped off or was I pissed off?
doubt it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, there are moments when I get pissed off.
I've never seen you act like that. Ever. Never, ever. Stop trying to sound like you're a badass. You're totally not a badass.
I'm not a badass. I'm not a badass.
Yeah, you interact with more people than I do, to be honest,
Yeah.
now that I think about it. I think I only interact with a lot more people is on the weekends when we go places like to the PKBs or out of town for support for the other people. But that's about it.
Because I'm not a people pleaser you're right. I am a
You
people
are.
pleaser, but not a people pleaser on I'm going to help anybody. I've learned over the years.
But this is the thing, you do help everybody.
You know me, and we've had conversations by ourselves where we talk about people where
We
it's
don't
toxic.
talk about people. We don't talk about people.
When we say it's toxic, it's
Okay.
toxic for you to do that, and that's where you come into play, where the balance of a marriage,
Yeah.
like, you know what I mean? Like, you're like,
Yeah, I'm like no, and you're like, you gotta forgive them. Talk to them. Nope. Yeah, we balance each other out. That's why we work out. We work so good together. Just like when you said earlier, you know what we haven't had in a while? And I'm all pizza.
We can lay off the pizza.
I'm tired.
Lately,
to be honest,
we've
lately
gained some
we've been
weight.
having. Don't be saying we, because
Okay.
I lost some weight. I lost some weight. I'm only eating like practically one meal a day, to be honest.
Yeah.
But we've had a lot.
We're getting older, though.
A lot of dude, you just turned 31.
We were in our 20s not that long ago.
Yeah, like 10 years ago almost.
Yeah, and it feels like not that long ago.
Anyways, we've been having like a lot of fast food lately, and I'm fucking tired of it. And I feel like you're the one that pushes it.
Okay.
This is the thing. I'll cook something, and you're like, you don't have to cook dinner. And then I pick you up from the gym, and you're like, what are we gonna eat for dinner? Did you make something? So it's like, make up your mind. You want me to make something or don't make something?
I'm not forcing you, but that's the thing.
No, but this is the thing. I'd rather cook dinner than go out and have to buy something.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to, like, just thinking of food just makes me sick right now, to be honest. Like, fast food in general.
Yeah. And I don't know. We always like we do good, and then
Yeah.
we fall off.
I think ever since you're not fighting anymore, we've been eating a
Yeah.
lot more fast food.
I went ham.
Yeah. You had like 2 hams. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a negative?
No, that wasn't a negative. That's not the negative that I'm talking about. That I can deal with. But
You do take a lot from me, though. I applaud you.
yeah, there are times when I just can't deal with it.
Shake me?
Do you know what I mean? Like it's just there are times when there's one. There like just stuff you do.
Okay.
You know?
Let's
And
not
part of it-
let's not start saying stuff that we do and don't do, because I have a whole list.
No, I know. I'm not saying that but I'm saying you said you deal with a lot, and I'm saying that there'll be times where it's like, cause you try to be controlling, and I'm one of those people
I don't think that I try
I don't like to be controlled. I don't.
This is the thing. I don't realize that I am doing that, like you're saying. You know what I mean? And I think it might just come off as I'm trying to control you. In reality, I don't fucking control you.
Mm.
You do whatever the fuck you want to do. That's you. I've never once ever tried to control you.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. It's just.
I don't think it's controlling. I think it's if I ask you something and then, like, I'm on you about it.
No, it's not even that. It's. How do I explain it? Like.
Yeah, go on. Try to explain it.
Like. So, like, say we're
Your face.
like, it's like.
What? You better not be talking about our sex life.
No, it's not the sex life.
Let me slap you.
But it's a different. I don't know. I can't. Okay, I got it right here, guys.
Okay, go.
Right here.
Go.
You're throwing. There's times when I wake up in the morning and you're throwing a shitload at me. Like we got to do this. We got to do that. Did you do this? Do this for me. Do that for me. And like you're throwing like 50 things at me.
Uh-huh.
And you've thrown like 50 things at me, and then you tell me, "Hey, can you take Eva somewhere?" Right? And I'm not
Okay.
saying that this is not a particular.
Okay, this is just an example, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And you're throwing like 50 things at me, and it's Sunday morning, right? And you're like, "Hey, can you take Eva somewhere?" And I just forget, and because I'm doing other things you wanted me to do,
Okay.
and then all of a sudden you're like, "Well, why can't you take Eva?" And then like, or they're like, okay, here's one example.
Okay, you
Here's-
just said an example, so is this
No,
another
here's
example?
a good example.
Okay, go.
Like the real example. I
Okay,
mean.
go.
So I'm coming home from the gym.
Okay. Is this the
And
weekend, weekday? What
It
is
was a
this?
weekday,
Okay.
and I'm coming home from the gym, and I walk in the door, and you're throwing like 50 things at me, and like you got to do this, you got to do that, you got to do this, and
I think that's bullshit, but go on.
no, but remember I blew up. Do you remember? Like I walked
No.
in, and you were like, do this and do that. I wasn't even in the kitchen yet.
Okay.
We're in the front room, by the front door, and I'm walking in, and you're throwing like 50 things at me, and you're telling me, "Oh, do this, do that," or "You didn't do this, you didn't do that," and I was like, I haven't even walked into the fucking kitchen. Like I blew
Okay,
up.
I think I kind of remember that.
Yeah, and I just like I fucking walked away.
Okay, so this is the thing. I don't ask you to do anything around the house because I just give up asking because you forget or you don't do it.
Mostly forget.
No, you don't do it. You don't do it at all. You don't take the garbage can to the front. You don't pick up.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
You do it before I get home.
Okay. Yeah, because
I'm at the gym all day, and then you don't.
Oh,
And then
okay, I'm not gonna argue with you about
Okay,
this.
go-
No,
go
no,
ahead. No,
Ta-
tell me.
different
I'll shut
subject.
up.
No,
that was my
no.
fault. I'll admit
No.
that I'm wrong.
Nope.
I didn't
Different
shut up.
subject.
I'm
Let's
sorry.
just move on. No,
no,
I'm not.
say it.
Nope.
There has to be a counter. There has to be a
No,
balance.
Nope.
What?
I'm not gonna argue with you about this.
I'm
on
not
here.
arguing with you.
Nope. Go on. Nope. Go on. Next subject.
God.
Nope.
But we've been watching a new show. Actually, no, not a new show. There's a show you've been watching that I got into recently. Lucifer.
That is like 6 years.
But it's the recent season. The recent season I got into.
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Is it because the punk rock daughter?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
She's hot, but no.
Okay.
Um,
You only watched like the last episode.
no,
though.
I watched the whole season with you.
How many? How? Oh yeah, you did.
I
You were
did.
sitting there like, do I have to watch this?
And I didn't like it. I was like, man, this is very like, what's it called?
What? Well, they kind of rushed it because it was on the CW, but then they canceled it, and then Netflix picked it up. So I think like 2 or 3 seasons are from Netflix, but they were short episodes, like maybe 10 each or so. And then this was the last season, so they kind of changed it just to end it, I think.
Yeah, I didn't like it because I just didn't get it. It was like, okay, a demon.
Well, you have
a
to watch it
cop.
from the beginning.
And it was weird to me. And then this last season, I understood
You understood what though?
like why it was good.
Oh,
You know, the first season, I couldn't. All these women, like
for Tom
every
Ellis?
person that watched it, like was always talking about Lucifer.
Oh yeah,
And I was like,
but he was on another show before this one where he was a doctor.
but living with a teenage daughter who's like she's getting into boys now all of a sudden, and she's getting older. She's getting into boys,
Okay,
and then you're into men.
I'm into
like,
men. Uh-huh.
And every show, it's not about the fucking show. It's not about the show on how good the plot is. It's like, oh my God, Zac Efron. You know, like it's always the main character is like super hot.
Yeah. It's fiction.
Then
It's
how do you expect
fiction.
me? How do you expect me to like a show?
Well,
Because
how
the
do you
only reason
ha-
why you like it is because the main character is
Well,
hot.
how do you like porn? The only reason
That's
why you
different.
like is wow. You
I'm
like
not
it,
watching porn in front of everybody.
Though? So you watch porn?
Yes, I do watch porn. What do you want me to say to that? You just said I do. Well, if you say I do, of course I do.
Well, I don't get why you like porn so much. That's like me telling you
Okay,
that.
hold on. I don't like it that much. Relax. This is not something like,
How
okay.
many seasons are you in or episodes?
Like,
Tell me.
It honestly, it died like from the
Porn
first
or
time.
Lucifer?
No, but like that, like it's not as much anymore. Before, when I was
Hold on,
younger,
wait, what are we talking about here? We're talking about porn.
yes.
Okay, God. Lotion boy.
But I don't watch it in front of people.
It doesn't
Like,
matter.
what
You
if
still watch
what
it.
if what if I was watching a show, the chick was hot, and that's the only reason why I watched it.
But that's not the only reason why I watched it, though. I watched it because it was good.
Some of the shows you watch is like, how do you fucking watch these shows? These are
Again, some
stupid.
of the porn I seen you watch, I'm like, how the fuck you watching that?
But this is not porn though. Stop comparing to porn. Like I'm
I'm
talking.
comparing that you still watch dumb shit and I watch dumb shit because there's hot
I don't
people
watch
in
dumb
it.
shit.
Porn?
The shows that I
shit.
watch, like
Okay.
Ozark.
Well, hold on a minute. Let's say this. How
Heels.
many shows have we started and you either watch without me or you fall asleep and I just give up watching it with you?
Yeah, but I love end of the world shows. If you notice, like shows where like
Where you
they're
could fall
fighting the
asleep
end
like
of the
this on the couch? Because that's what you do. You were watching something the other day and you fucking fell asleep. I don't even know what it was. And I look over and you're passed out.
It was a documentary about the quarterback from Arkansas.
I don't think it was that. It was something else. Something before that. It was, I don't know when it was. It was on Sunday. Maybe it was that then.
Yeah, it was a documentary about the Arkansas quarterback. It was football. It was a good documentary, but I fell asleep halfway through.
There is a show that we've been watching, that Birdie in episode 5. That
Heels.
you have not fallen asleep on.
Heels.
Yes, Heels.
Yeah, it's a good show.
It's a good show.
It's a good fucking show. Like,
Why is there hot people in it?
no, it made me
The
realize.
wife?
It made me realize like why loved pro wrestling. Pro wrestling is awesome. I'm talking about the older pro wrestling. I'm talking about like
The ones where they all look like 80 porn stars?
Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, NWO, even Deep Generation X.
How do you remember all these people? But I ask you to do something, you can't even remember that.
You know, it's weird. I'm just like that. And people are like that. They remember their childhoods. But I'm talking about when it comes to football and baseball, when I dive into things, like I'm like, I would sit, put it this way, I would sit, and because we had a baseball card collection, I would sit down and watch and read all the stats on baseball. Everybody's stats, what they hit.
And now you can go online and look.
Now, so, and then I would, this is how crazy I am. I'd spend hours doing this. I'd look at different drafts from football, from NFL.
Okay.
Every year. See which ones from the, you know what the draft is, right?
No, explain it to me.
So the draft is where all the college football players get picked by the NFL by certain teams, right?
Yes, I know what the fucking draft is.
I'm just saying. And I look at every year's draft and I see where those players are now, their stats, and who went to the Hall of Fame, who didn't, who went to Pro Bowls. And I look at different years of the draft. I'll spend hours looking at it. Like, I'm weird. Like, even playing Madden, you know how people will play Madden? Would play the game?
Yeah.
And they play football? They'll play the game? Me? I
always seen you just turning it off and turning it back on.
I would build my roster and simulate all the games. I wouldn't play. I would just watch the stats on how they grow and all that stuff.
Sounds like serial killer shit to me.
Some weird shit. And like that's why for fighting, like I'll deep dive. Like they're like from the local fighters to really good amateur fighters to really like especially MMA. Like I know all these fighters that people don't know about because I'm diving into it. If that makes sense.
No, I see you. I see you doing it.
Okay.
I see it when I turn on the TV and it's stuck on YouTube.
It's weird. Like,
let's talk about our weekend with Eva.
Yeah. For cross country?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So first we went to the wrestling.
Oh, yeah. We went to go watch Strike Wrestling, the kids.
Yes. And
some girl got her arm broken. Fucking crazy. I was like, whoa.
Yeah, some girl. So one of the Strike wrestlers took the girl down, and the girl posted. And it's the last thing you're supposed to do when you're getting taken down. You're not supposed to
brace you're not supposed to brace yourself.
Yeah, if you fall or anything, you're not supposed to brace yourself with your hand. And that's what the girl did. She braced herself with her hand and snap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like right here or something.
And the girl, because I was taking photos for Coach Jose.
Oh, I need to tell you, your photo skills, because I looked at them. Why are they all close-ups? Like, aren't you supposed to get the whole effect? Like,
I suck.
It's all just the face. I'm
learning, okay?
What
like
the hell?
Gabe. So I'm having lunch with Gabe. Gabe, if you're listening, I'm gonna have lunch with Gabe soon, and I want to ask him questions. Like, okay, it's hard. You try doing it.
I did do it. Have you not seen my pictures from the PKBs?
Okay.
I got action shots.
You should take photos.
Your photo. Why do you have? I don't understand. Never mind. Never mind. I'm not even gonna say it because it's a negative. My bad. I was looking at him and I was like trying to see, and it's just like half of the face like close up, half of the body close up. Like it's not a whole photo. Like I realized that you don't take very good photos. From when I asked you the other day, can you take a picture of my hair? And I'm halfway in the photo. Yeah. Like, I'm over here, and there's this much space left where I could have been right in the center.
It's my first time.
How long have you had a phone for?
I'm talking about the camera. That camera right there, guys.
Oh, God.
Sony, sponsor us.
Don't sponsor us. So then we went to go watch wrestling. You were taking photos.
And, by the way, DC's wrestlers were there. So the Gilroy wrestling team, DC's Daniel Cormier, the UFC guy, heavyweight champion, light heavyweight
Okay.
champion.
Everybody knows who DC is. Let's go.
For the people, I mean, we don't know. There could be a
Google.
mom who's
Google.
okay. So his wrestlers were there. Holy shit!
Did they all place?
I don't know. We didn't stay that long. I didn't.
Oh, okay.
But holy shit!
You can't look up the stats on that?
I don't know. Whatever. But it just, they were different. They were all different. Way better than everybody.
Worst experience ever, taking our 15-year-old daughter to
Oh yeah. Taking your 15-year-old daughter to a bunch of other 15 to 17-year-olds wrestlers
yeah.
who are jacked, walking around with their singlets half off.
Is that what it's called? Singlet?
Yeah. I walk in there.
I was calling the leotard.
and I'm talking to her. I'm facing her. I'm talking to her. A leotard. I'm talking to her, and she's looking at me. I'm looking at her, and then her eyes go somewhere off, and she smiles. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I turn around, and another boy smiling at her. I got to turn around, what the fuck? And I was like, okay. I was like, worst decision ever.
You need to put blinders on her like a fucking horse.
So.
That was a good experience, though.
Yeah, it was fun. It was fun.
Oops, sorry.
And then we went to,
We had a long day that day.
right after that, we went back, and we drove to Tracy.
No.
Series.
Series.
We drove to Series to see my daughter run in the Invitational.
Yeah.
It was a cool Invitational, like cross country. So many people were there.
It was in Golf Links Road. It has like maybe 10 houses on the property. But it was huge. They got to run on the golf course. It was fun. It was a good day. It was nice out there. There was fucking hella people though. Hella people.
And my daughter decided that she didn't want to run varsity, and we found out she was running a mile.
Yeah.
So after we talked to her, she's running 3 miles. She's going to do varsity and run 3 miles the next
They
time.
coached up all the girls because they didn't have that many kids this year for cross country. I think the most they have, he said, was it like 10 to 15 or 10? It's not that many.
Yeah, it wasn't that many.
And they need 5 girls to place, right? He said. And they only had like 3 in JV and 3 in varsity or something like that. So he just bumped all the girls up to varsity.
But my daughter, I asked her the other day, I was like, Eva, like, why do you, she's an underachiever. Or she just puts herself down. She's negative. She's very negative.
I don't know what you're talking about.
But I told her, I was like, Eva, you always put yourself down. You always say, I can't do this. I can't do this. And you always do it.
Yeah.
Like you're like, I don't want to do AP classes because I'm not going to be able to do it. And you're doing it. She has 4 AP classes. And
I think she only has a couple, babe.
She's scared right now.
I think she's scared of
scared of failure.
There you go.
Of failing and all that stuff. And it's like, I'm trying to break that.
Yeah. We're trying to push her to do better.
Like, what makes the difference between like Daniel Cormier's wrestlers? Like, these are all kids.
Mm-hmm.
These are kids, you know? Like Daniel Cormier's wrestlers from the other kids.
You're going to say regular kids?
But they're all the same. Like, what makes the difference?
I guess maybe wanting it, or I don't know.
And yes, it's the program. Like, you have a very good program. But at the same time, like, these kids, they're there because they want it.
Yeah.
They know where they're at. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
They want it. And part of the process for kids that age, because it is different from coaching adults and coaching kids, because you have so much going on during that time from 13 to 17.
Yeah.
You got hormones. You have changes of schools. You have becoming an adult. Like, you have all this going on, you know?
Uh-huh.
And there are distractions everywhere for a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're going to be.
I just don't want to put too much pressure on her with already all her schoolwork, her practice, like.
But we know that she could do it. That's the thing.
Yeah. I just want to push her because I didn't really have that push, and especially the way I grew up, like I didn't have that positive people in my life. So pushing her and telling her she could do it and it's okay, and if she fails, like I'm okay with that as long as she's trying.
Yeah.
Mm.
But then you get so you have
What?
you have these kids like Eva,
Mm-hmm.
who's AP. She's doing good. We're pushing her, and she does deal with not wanting. She's scared of failure, you know.
Yeah.
And then you have these Daniel Cormier wrestlers, DC wrestlers, like Gilroy wrestlers, who are achieving greatness,
Mm-hmm.
right? And then so the gym I work at, Strike Fitness, we're teaching classes, a program,
For continuation school.
a continuation school in Los Baños. And these kids are like either got kicked out of school for grades, disciplinary, truancy. Like these kids,
All of the above.
Yeah.
Something.
they're not going to regular high school because of something.
Yeah.
You know, kids that are not pushed, and you see these kids, and they're no different from
Our daughter.
our daughter, from those DC kids.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no different.
Yeah.
Mentally wise, maybe different, but like, it's a very small. It's not a big difference. It's a very small difference, and you could tell it's the adults in their lives,
Mm-hmm.
the adults around them. Like it's sad. It is sad. Like, I see some of these kids, and you could tell they are hurting.
Mm-hmm.
And then you see some of the kids like, what is going on? What's happening? And I found out that it's not. Some of them are there because of the online.
Are you supposed to be saying this?
I don't know.
Just don't say the school.
Some of these kids are there because of online schooling,
What do you mean? Because
like
during
COVID.
because
So they
of
messed up during the
the
online
distance learning?
Yeah. So that sucks. You
That
know?
does kind of suck. I mean,
So,
but then again, like in a way I feel bad, and in a way I don't feel bad, because it's hard to say. Like, mostly it's the parents' fault, I would say, like, on how you raise somebody.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like, the way we raised Eva, we don't really... There is... Like I told you before, I raised Eva because Eva... If there's new listeners or not, Eva was born deaf. So I always pushed her and made her do things on her own because I didn't want people to feel bad for her. You know? So as she got older, we would always not make her do things on her own, but we would have her be responsible for stuff. Because she was always doing her homework. She was always, I don't think we ever had to yell at her or tell her something if she didn't turn in homework or she didn't do a report or something. She already knew what was expected of her, and she got it done. Like, now she knows what she has to get done, and she does it. I don't feel like I'm worried that I have to be on her about stuff. I might ask her, like, oh, hey, did you do your homework, or something. But I feel like those parents probably weren't on their kids about doing it.
Yeah. But it's something different. Like, no one was prepared for it.
Nobody was
And
prepared
now these
for
kids
it.
are getting disciplined for it.
I mean,
But but that's just a few. They're not all of them are like
yeah.
that. There's
No, but
some-
I'm saying, like, kids should know. I mean, people know right from wrong, right?
yeah.
I feel if they knew they had to go on, then they should have went on.
But some kids don't. Some kid it comes down
I could
to,
expect it from an elementary student,
yeah.
but
But it comes down to what you were saying. Remember you were saying in the beginning, like, I've been let down a lot.
yeah.
You know, these kids, they've been let down a lot. And I've learned over the years, especially my friends and people I've been around, like, you
Mhm.
understand, like, as you get older, it's like, oh, they were let down.
Yeah.
They were let down, and they couldn't trust anybody anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So what do? They go to people that say, I'm going to be loyal to you. And those people saying that they're loyal to you are gangsters, drug dealers, bad boyfriends, bad girlfriends. Do you see what I'm saying? Like,
I do, but I feel you automatically assume because they're doing bad is because they're in stuff like that.
But I'm saying like,
You know what I mean?
but they're looking for that.
Attention.
It's not attention. It's trust. They're looking for someone to say you could trust me.
At the end of it, I still think it's just someone's decision to make, like, yes or no. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like you have a choice to say, to choose, like, if you're going to do it or not.
Yeah. But this like, we've talked to this about it before. Like, there are differences. Like, what makes me different from my sister or from my brother or my other sister? Like, what, our lives are all different. Like,
Yes.
what happened? Like, there are little things in our lives that make us the way we are. And there are kids out there that it's hard for them to get back on track because they're dealing with stuff that they can't trust anybody.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, how are you supposed to tell a kid? Their teacher let them down. Their parents let them down. Their family let them down. Like, coaches let them down. So all those people that are supposed to be in this high authority, that are supposed to guide them and be mentors to them, those people all let them down. So their only choice is these people that are offering this other stuff. No? It's still someone's choice?
I feel it is.
Yeah.
Because I grew up a certain way and I chose not to be a certain way.
Yeah, but
Because
then
what we talked about earlier was my negativity, my attitude to where I don't care. And it wasn't that I was at a different school and I just didn't give a fuck anymore and I chose to have a different life.
yeah.
I grew up away, and you know the way I grew up.
Yeah.
And I always told myself I wasn't going to be like that because I didn't like it. And I didn't want to live, if I had kids, that way. So I still think it's a choice.
I don't think it's a choice because
I think it's a choice that you make for yourself if you're going to be this way or this way.
I think it's there's for people that did make it or not just made it, just became good adults, like people that can live like on their own and they didn't make and we're talking about those mistakes where it's the bottom of the bottom. We're not talking about like someone that has a regular, like not making a lot of money. We're talking about the bottom of the bottom, prison, homeless, like drug addict, like all these things.
Okay.
That's what we're talking about.
And
like,
that's what's going on with those kids?
No, I'm saying like that's the end. Like this is to me, like they're at a crossroads. A lot of them.
Okay.
Right? They're at a crossroads. And what is the difference between that? Taking the right towards drug addiction, homelessness, being a criminal, being in prison, like, or making a left and having a regular life and having a decent job and being able to take care of yourself. What is the difference? And to me, it's not about choice sometimes. I think it's about, and it could be a week, a day, a month, a year, 2 years of just a positive person in their life.
Mm-hmm.
It could be a little.
But that positivity can make them choose if they want to do something different or if they want to stay the way they want to stay, correct?
Yeah.
So it's still a choice.
It's a choice, but there are kids out there that don't get that. Do you see what I'm saying? They don't have that positive person. There are kids like that. There are kids that it's constant failure from adults.
Mm-hmm.
Parents going to prison. Teachers being lazy and not helping them.
Okay, now you're just thinking the worst for everything. It could also just be the kid doesn't want to do it. They choose just to run a life that they think they want to do. And automatically, sometimes kids that act like that don't come from bad places, bad homes.
Yeah. But like that,
But you're thinking automatically the worst already. Come on, you've known some people that came from very good homes and they're on drugs, they're in homes, they're stealing, they're robbing, they're doing other things.
but what does it come down to?
Choice. A choice.
There was a moment in that person's life. It was trauma, bad trauma.
I think you're just thinking the worst now,
No,
to be honest.
I'm not thinking the worst. It's trauma. Like people deal with these traumas that they're not able to deal with.
Okay,
It
I'm
comes down to
just
trauma.
I'll just agree with you.
No, I'm just saying, like, that's what I think. Like, I think, like, it's trauma. Like, I think there are evil people out there, but, like, everybody needs help, and some people don't get that help.
That's true. People don't get it.
Yeah. And some people are born into hostility constantly. Right? Like, what's the... Forgot. It's a verse in the Bible, but like you're...
Don't start quoting verses,
So-
please.
But something about like
This is not a
you're...
church podcast or a
you're-
Bible cast.
But you're breaking the chains of your past.
Okay.
You're breaking the chains. Like,
Is that a song?
no. But you're like... The sins of your father and your father's father, like, it all, like, trickles down.
Okay.
And you're trying to... Some kids are born with that. Like, it's... Without being religious, it's the constant... Their dad was a woman beater. His dad was a woman. Their dad's dad was a woman beater, and it was constant. Like all that was, it just trickles down, right?
Okay.
I think sometimes like it's not more than just a choice. I think you're born into it, and then sometimes it is a choice. Sometimes you are just an asshole, right?
Mhm.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know. I think,
We're always gonna have views that are different.
yeah, but I think that you're the way you are because you did have positive people in your life, and I think
I did have positive people, or
yeah,
didn't?
you did. You did.
I maybe had a couple of people.
Those couple of people were enough.
Nah, I don't think so.
That's what I'm saying. Like Miss De La Rosa, like I always talk about her. If it wasn't for her, she gave me a place to cut class, but at school. Like I'd go cut class and go into her office, the office.
So you're doing something bad?
But I was staying out of trouble. Instead of just leaving the school, I was there. You know, sometimes
She's still a
teachers.
teacher. You probably shouldn't be saying that.
It was. It wasn't cutting class. It was like, hey.
All of a sudden, now you're backstepping. So you were cutting class, or you weren't cutting class?
But like, you know, and it gave me an outlet.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that was a positive person in my life.
But was it a positive thing that she helped you do? Let
Yeah.
you skip school? How many credits did you have to make up for?
But look at
How many
this-
credits did you have to make up for that?
That was, I still had to make up credits, but you're not looking. So I was 15. Mom died. Dad went crazy. I didn't want to be in school.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at Eva. Like, there's no way I wanted to do school.
Yeah.
That shit didn't, like, I didn't want to do that shit. Talk about history or do math when I'm worried about, like, fuck, I just saw my mom die, or like I can't go home because my dad's gonna like do something, you know?
Yeah.
And I think she kind of knew that I didn't want to do school. But then and then I had a friend's parents who just let me crash there all the time,
Mm-hmm.
no matter what. I didn't want to go home. They'd let me crash there,
Yeah.
you know? And little things like that, like positive people. And that's why like when I come across teenagers, like it doesn't matter if they're rich, poor, whatever. I want to be as much of a positive person in their
Mhm.
life as possible, because every little thing, you might not see it, every little thing you say
Mm-hmm.
is a traumatic event.
Yeah.
Can be a big traumatic event in their life. Like, do you remember adults saying stuff to you and you holding on to it?
Yes.
Like what?
When I lived with my aunt, I was eating a cookie. Mind you, I think it was like a 3 or a 5, like the size.
Yeah.
And her response back was, you really shouldn't, something to the where you shouldn't be eating that cookie because you're getting fat.
Yeah. That was pretty negative, right?
Yeah.
That stuck with you.
Yeah, it still does.
And she probably just said it and just said it. Right? No, not realizing that was going to stick with you into your 30s.
Yeah. Who the fuck said I'm 30?
But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Every little sentence can affect them the rest of their lives. Like me, I'll never forget. Like, I talked to one of my English teachers and I said, hey, we're talking about college, and
Mm-hmm.
it was my senior year. I had found out that I was going to graduate, and she told me, so Jesse, college is not for everybody. Like, it's not meant for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
You could do other things. She tells me, she goes, I have a friend who lives on a beach, who makes enough money to surf every day. And just surfs, and that's his life. He loves it. And it got my mind rolling, like, I don't need to go to college. You know, but I knew it wasn't for me. Like,
maybe she knew that you weren't going to be able to get in. That's why she said, Jesse, it's not, college isn't for everybody.
but
You know what I mean?
but even wasting my time, like going to junior college and doing that, and
yeah, but then you think about that, and now you even say to yourself sometimes, like, oh, I want to go back and finish.
yeah. But at that age, I wasn't ready.
Yeah.
I wasn't ready for that. And I'm glad, like, what if I did go to a trade school and waste all my money and do that, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I went to 2 trade schools and
Yeah,
lost all my
like-
money. And I think both fucking schools closed because of, what is it, like bankruptcy or something. Like, I went to medical assisting. I think they also had like dental assisting, medical assisting. They had like other shit there. And this one was Kaplan College in Salida. And I think maybe a year or 2 after that, maybe a couple years, I don't know. And they fucking closed, or they changed their name. So they're no longer there. It's not even Kaplan College anymore. And I don't even think it was a fucking college. It was one of those little trade schools. Then I went to Marinello School of Beauty. And then I think a year or 2 after that, they fucking closed for whatchamacallit? Bankruptcy. But they were taking people who didn't have high school diplomas, letting them, get financial aid and collect all that money, and then like not keeping up with it.
but how did you not know that was a scam? Like me, when I saw these trade schools and stuff, I knew that was a scam, because I've had family tell me you should go to being a medical assistant or dentist assistant. I was like, bullshit. Like, that's gonna make me minimum fucking wage.
I think
From the get go, I knew.
But that's the thing, like, they didn't keep up with it. Like,
Yeah.
after I did my externship, there was like no help whatsoever to get a job. It was like you kind of do your externship because you have to do it, supposedly,
Yeah.
to get credit to finish. But after that, like, they don't help you with anything. Like, they don't send you on job interviews, like nothing.
But I knew though.
They leave it. But that's the thing, like, they offered that, like,
Yeah.
we help you get a job, we help you with this, we help you with that, and they did nothing.
Yeah.
And it was a waste of money.
But
I felt like, why do I have to pay you back? You
Yeah.
should be giving me my money or something. Because I feel like it's wrong that they did that to people, because there was a lot of people that obviously did go to school. It was mostly mothers, young girls that like,
that's the difference.
and that's
See,
the thing.
I didn't have
You
to.
were the dumb boy.
No, I wasn't that I was a dumb boy. I had no obligations to make money.
Yeah.
I seen that. I was like, I'm not gonna make that much money. There's
And
no point in
I
doing
would say maybe.
like I weighed the work to what I would make, and I was like, this is
Let's
bullshit.
just be honest. You're just a lazy person. You don't
No,
want to do
bullshit.
jobs like that.
No, bullshit. I didn't get myself into that. Like, I seen it. I was like, this is not gonna work. Even when it came to minimum wage jobs, like I was like, okay, this is bullshit. Like, I would always be at these. yes, my life is chaos. Like I live a chaotic life.
Yeah, you live a chaotic life.
But I mean, I did get to where I am right now. I'm not saying I'm a successful person,
Because of me.
but I'm saying like I am doing some stuff right, and
Because of me.
I'm avoiding stuff that can lock you down. There's a bunch of stuff like that I was like, oh, that's gonna lock me down. That's not gonna benefit me. I'm gonna be in a hole, right? Like lifelong credit or trade schools or certain minimum wage jobs that would hold you there. Like I always look back when I work at Target and I seen these people that wanted to be manager. You know, people that had no obligation, no kids, no bill, just young. Oh, I want to be manager.
Yeah.
You know, they saw that as like, man, that's cool. Me, I was like, fuck you. Like, I don't want to do that. That's so stupid. You want me to put on clothes I don't like wearing? You want me to put on a button up, a belt, some khakis that are stupid, and then manage people, tell them what to do. And I don't even feel like telling people what to do because, like, why should they listen to me like that? And make money for somebody else. This is when I'm like 18.
You do that now, though, with kids.
What?
You boss them around.
I don't boss them around.
You manage them, do you not?
Yes,
the little kids?
But it's something I love.
But you still chose to do it, though.
It's something I love, though. It's something I'm teaching them. I'm teaching them martial arts. I'm teaching them how to fight. I'm not teaching them how to put macaroni shells on a fucking shelf.
Stupid.
I'm not, but that's what they're doing. Hey, go put the shampoo bottles.
I'm assuming that's all the shit you had to do and you didn't fucking do right.
Go put the shampoo bottles on top of the shelves. Do that for a fucking hour. That is mind-boggling to me. Like it's
the shelves aren't gonna stock themselves.
But what I'm saying is like you have no obligations. I'm not talking about the people that have kids.
Okay, well, let me finish telling my story because
Okay,
you just fucking cut me off as always.
Sorry.
I think you like hearing yourself talk.
Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Was that a negative? As I was saying, it was a lot of people that, what was I saying?
Trade schools for moms.
Trade schools, yeah. There was a lot of people that were moms and, you know, had kids and what needed something fast to get a job. And I think at that time, too, Kaiser had just opened up or was about to open up. So they're like, oh, I forgot what it was. Like, if you miss so many days or whatever, then you can get an interview to work at Kaiser or shit like that. And so there was, I think I had just hit my days or whatever because at that point, my best friend was pregnant. She was babysitting Eva, had her daughter. So I had to leave school for a couple of days, you know, to take care of like all that stuff. So obviously I didn't get that interview to go work for Kaiser. But they didn't help with anything. Like that school didn't help with anything, like nothing whatsoever. The only thing they helped with was the externship. And then they couldn't hire me because they had just hired somebody that did their externship there. And then the second trade I did was the Marinello. And that I got my license in, my cosmetology license. I mean, it took me a while. I think it took me a year after I graduated to get it, but I got it. So I feel like that one wasn't a bust. I do feel like they could have taught us more stuff. I felt, again, it was just like high school or so. But all we did was get ready most of the time. They ended up closing that one, though.
But I think because of YouTube, trade schools are dumb.
I think also what it is, too, is California has a lot of laws.
Yeah.
So we have to do, like, I think it's 1,600 hours of class or school stuff. Yeah. Like, where other places, I think it's not as much, but California is, like, the highest. Because there's some stuff in some states where you don't have to have a license for, or you could do it. But in California, you have to have a license for everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
But like 5 years ago, you tell somebody, oh, just learn it on YouTube. Not that many people would agree with you. Now it's like, that's the
everything's
go-to.
on YouTube. Like if I need to learn something, I do look on YouTube.
Yeah. Like
all the time.
it feels like this what I'm doing and doing the audio and doing the video, connecting everything, all this, even the light. When it comes to the lights, like it feels easy, but then I forget
How hard it was.
how hard and how many hours I stayed up just looking at the equipment.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? What I needed and kind of just YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like
YouTube.
it's so crazy. I don't know. Did you hear about the woman, the transgender woman that fought in MMA?
No.
No.
Nope.
So
Because MMA is not really my thing.
any other sport, like so there's she was an ex.
She was a he
special
before.
forces- Special forces.
Okay.
She was a he before,
Okay.
and she transitioned and decided she was jacked. Like, I don't know if you want to look it up.
No.
I don't have my phone on me, but
I'll look it up after.
she was jacked,
Okay.
and then I pretty sure she went on like hormones and stuff, got smaller, but still jacked. Still has the
Okay.
frame of a man,
Okay.
right? And
That explains the whole fucking picture right there for me. Go on.
does it?
No.
Okay.
Because I don't know why you're doing
Oh,
this.
but it's like any other sport that'd be fine. Running, like, okay. But you're talking about the advantages.
Mm-hmm.
Fighting.
What was this on, though?
He goes on Combates Global.
It was MMA?
Yes.
Okay.
And she ended up winning. I think
Obviously.
She rear naked. But I've heard the argument, like, the other girl agreed. The other girl agreed to the fight. Like, it's up to anybody who wants to do it. Like, do you see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that argument.
Okay.
Let me hear your take and I'll
No.
give my take.
I'm not. Because I've had this discussion before with, I think my sister. Like, just in general, like, I don't know if it wasn't fighting though. It was running or so. It was a student that had transitioned from being male to female.
Yeah.
And the girls are upset because this person placed first. And then some people get kicked out because they get pushed out of whatever spots they're in. Because it's the advantages, I guess.
So you don't agree with it?
I don't agree with it.
Like, I have no problem. Like, when it comes to running, all that, sports is sports.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care about that. You transition and the other sport lets you compete against amongst the others, other women, then do it. I don't care. But when it comes to fighting, it's different.
Okay.
Because there's guidelines. The commission puts out guidelines of keeping the fighters safe.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the argument of, well, the other girl agreed to it and you agree to fight, where it's gone, because the argument's gone, because a fighter will fight anybody. You put a fighter in front of anybody, you put a person in front of a fighter, they will fight anybody.
Okay.
There's a bunch of women fighters out there. If you put just a man in front of them, they'll fight him. But the commission says, no, that can't happen.
Okay.
They're protecting fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So
then why did they let the fight go on? Regardless if they both agreed. Why did they...
no, the commission is saying it's okay. Right?
So the commission is saying it's okay, even though they have the guidelines.
They agreed to it. I'm saying...
No, but I'm saying is they agreed to it even though they have the guidelines.
Yeah, the commission said it was fine. There's nothing... They're saying that if you transition, that... I don't know what the rules are. That's not what I'm arguing. Like, the commission agreed to it. They let it go. What I'm saying is that you can't argue, well, that the fighter agreed to it. You don't know the circumstance. You don't know if they needed money. You don't know if they're just a fighter and they'll fight anybody, like fighters need to be protected.
Again,
And
choices.
you watched the 6-year-old. Fighters are different though. Fighters will fight, and you watch Evander Holyfield, who was 60 years old, and he fought a Vitor who just fought not that long ago, and is 42 years old, or 40
So
something.
you
years
would
old.
be comfortable stepping in a ring with a girl that transitioned to male and fighting? Would you be okay with that?
Would I be okay with it?
Yes. You're a fighter.
A
You
girl that transitions to a male.
to a male. You would be okay with it?
No. But that's just me.
But you're saying a fighter steps in, a fighter will fight anybody.
Yeah. But that's just like.
But you're a
Actually, I take that
fighter.
back.
You're a fighter.
I'm trying to be something I'm not. I told Coach, if you put my grandma in front of me,
Okay.
if you put my grandma or my sister in the ring with me, and if we both sign the contract, we put me in the ring with somebody else, I will go. There are certain people that are like that. You
Okay.
put anybody in front of them, they will go.
Okay, so but I'm asking you a question about yourself.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yes, you would fight.
If it's the only thing that was there and it was there, let's go. And if it was an even matchup, yes, let's go.
What's even matchup though? What is it like? It has to be the weight and height.
Weight, size, record, people he fought. People.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's where it gets. I don't know. I honestly don't know. That's a hard fucking question. You just put a sock in my mouth.
Good.
Yeah. I don't know. I can I answer that?
I mean, yeah. I mean,
Can I
but
say
you,
I
but
don't
you
know?
you basically just said any
Because-
fighter.
Yeah.
But
that's what I'm saying. Like,
your thing is any fighter will fight anybody. I just asked you the same question, and your response is I don't know. So your response is no.
yeah.
If you can't say yes, then it is a no.
That it is a no. You're right.
You asked me, and I plain out said no. It's not fair.
Yeah. So they can't.
Like I don't have any problem against people that transition.
Yeah. I
That's
don't
just
either.
my personal
I mean,
opinion.
my sister, your sister, my sister that live with us are both
Lesbians
lesbians.
or gay. My sister doesn't like labels. She likes
Yeah.
gay.
But like, we have no problem with that. Like,
No.
even if our daughter decided anything, like, we'd have no problem with anything.
Yeah, no.
But it's just when it comes to fighting, it's like,
I think it comes when it comes to anything in general. To be honest, for me,
yeah.
I feel
Competitively, you mean?
competitively. Yeah.
Yeah. Not dancing. Not like.
You know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean.
I don't know. That's a good question. Like, I tell myself no. I say no, I wouldn't.
Or you say yes, you would.
I don't know.
Exactly.
In my head, I was like, no, I wouldn't.
I think it's morals. I think you would like. I know they
I
trans.
still
But
see-
this is the thing.
I
I
still
see-
someone that was a woman.
Yes, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
what I
Like your
still see.
morals is you know that they were born a woman and transitioned to male. You would feel bad.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's the weird part. Like, it's not that I'm
But then again, you're
homophobic or
probably thinking,
I'm not
man, well, they're stepping in the ring. Why not?
but
right?
I'm not homophobic. I'm not transphobic. I'm not any of that.
Yeah.
Right? I'm not anything. Hold on.
Hold on.
We're like, I'm not anything.
No one's
You know?
saying you
No,
are.
but I'm-
You're
that's what I'm
taking
saying,
this
but,
very
like,
personal right now.
It's not that I'm taking it personal. It's the fact that I'm even scared to even say anything like that. I'm not anything. I love everybody.
Mm-hmm. We've come to that conclusion. You're a people pleaser. Yes, we know.
Yeah. But that's where it's like, okay, I'm saying, I
Because
say
you know what?
no.
Nowadays, you can't say anything without hurting someone's feelings. And automatically, you say something, you're either a racist, you're homophobic, you're transphobic, you're this, you're that. Like, nobody has opinion about anything anymore.
You know,
And that's the
No,
that's
I wouldn't.
that's okay. Thank you,
no, I wouldn't fight her.
thank you.
Fight him. Him.
You-
No.
Thank you.
And it just comes down to, it's like, I see the women
Mm-hmm.
in the gym. Now, if one of them transitioned to a man, they felt like they were born a man. They transition. I would never fight them full on. I don't know. It's weird. Like, no, I wouldn't.
Mm.
That is so weird. Like, it's funny because you put a sock in my mouth.
Oh.
Yeah. But we're here, guys. I think that's enough. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we have the back door open because I see a bunch of little moths or something flying
Damn
around.
it. I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Please don't take anything we said personal or against anybody.
Oh, we're
We're
gonna
just
take
having a
stuff personal.
conversations.
We're gonna take stuff personal
Yeah.
against each other. But I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you.
Subscribe to the YouTube channel.
I don't know. You
Add
changed
us
the
on
names.
Instagram. Add us on Instagram. All the links are there below. Share us. Tell somebody. We're gonna be interviewing people soon.
I'm not. You are.
Yes, I am. You guys, we're just a couple that's going after their dreams, after what they want to do in life. We're trying to show you the journey. We're trying to interview people part of the journey or who are on their own journey.
Not me. I'm just sitting at home all day, sitting on the couch.
Yeah, that's all she does. But I love you guys. I appreciate every single one of you guys. Everybody that's a positive influence in my life, I appreciate you. If you're a negative influence, I appreciate you too.
Yeah, because he appreciates me all the time.
I train and I coach at a gym called Strike Fitness here in Los Baños, California. If you are from the area, go check us out at 115 G Street, across the street from Paraiso's Brewery.
Next to Comcast.
Yes, and if you guys love Mexican food in Los Baños, if you're from Los Baños, go to right now it's called Rico's Taqueria, right by the movie theater by Scott Savage Jiu-Jitsu, right next door. Go get some food, guys. When I tell you that Norma and Lucio's food is the best, it's the best. You guys, I love their corn tacos. I love their
I had a
their
media
mole. Yes.
quesadilla.
Yes.
Delicious.
You guys, I love you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Share us, guys. Tell somebody. Tell a friend. Give us feedback. Leave us a comment. Put a review on Apple Podcasts. Leave us a comment on YouTube. Add us on Instagram. Jesse the Hassle Diaz.
Damn, dude, you talk forever.
The Hassle of Hair on Instagram. And you guys, I love you guys. Peace out.
Bye.